Hey folks, got a new project here. Just booked it today actually. Did it after work here. It's like Tuesday or something. Anyway, I've got a 2012 Nissan Sentra 6-speed manual. Customer's got some used equipment that he bought off eBay from a pretty reputable source. Gentleman that sells this stuff professionally has actually bought some of my used equipment in the past, so recommended he make the purchase. If something's wrong with it, the dude that sold it to him is a reputable guy. He'll make it right if there's anything wrong. But it's not the point. Wasn't really going to video this. I'm kind of already into it. I've done a lot of work. But I figured I'd just kind of, for my own record and everything. So let me just get to it, show you what I got. So we've got the bass knob mounted right there below the shifter. It's got the factory radio. He will change this eventually. He just picked this car up, got it at an auction, real cheap, like a steal. Thing's in pretty good shape. A little bit of moisture in it. But this is the amp we're putting in. I know it's dark. I'll get some light going here in a second. It's a Recoil brand. It is a return, I believe, because it's got the serial number and everything out, but it has everything with it. It does, I think this is a 600 watt. It's that model number. Let me show you the box, I guess. Probably better. Yeah, so this is what we've got here. Get the glare. Okay, so that's what we're working with. I haven't confirmed whether or not this single 15 is a dual voice coil or single or what ohm we're running at, but got a 15 NVX. This looks brand new, so I think he's good. It's in an SPL box. This is gonna pound. I had a 2013 and I put a 15-inch sub in, and it sounded pretty good. Yeah, since it's a manual, to get to the firewall, there is a grommet I had to pop out, pass my cable through, and let me grab a light and show you guys. I'll just take this. Well, I'll just take this one here. So, kind of hard to see, but yeah, right back there. And I've got it going. Oh, my grommet popped out. I'll fix that. So my grommet, there's a grommet just popped out. It's rubber. But I had to take the air box out to get at it, and to get the air box out, I had to loosen all this crap, get the battery out and everything. So that's all there. Real easy to take out and put back in. So I'll probably, before I go and mount everything in the truck, I think I'm going to give myself a little bit more wire up here, because I can always trim it. Because the positives on that side, wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to route it. I thought about securing it up to that hose there, but that'll be behind the airbox, and if I have to make any adjustments, I'm torn. I think I want to go where I follow that hose, just kind of loosely zip tie it. Obviously don't want to crush that. That's I think a vacuum, or that might be the fluid hose. That's the fluid hose down to the clutch. So definitely don't want to crush that. Yeah, I might come over. I'm not sure where I'm going to mount my mount the, what do you call it, fuse holder. Sorry, I'm trying to process everything real time here. Here we go. So got one of these little guys, nice and small, zip tieable. I might a little mini A&L fuse. It's in that bag, I believe. So yeah, I'll probably I might screw it on. I gotta find a spot for that. So I need to put this stuff back in. That's kind of my next steps. The amp is gonna go up on the upper rear shelf here. I'm gonna mount it up in this area here, right, kind of right up in there. I'll have to space it off because it's not an even surface, but with some spacers I can do it. And then I'll tap into the rear speakers for the line output converter. I don't know if I'll need to tap into both or just one. I'll probably just tap into both to make it easy. He's eventually going to put in, change the speakers and do a new head unit. So once he does that, then we'll end up kind of taking out the line output converter and doing a full RCA cable going back. So future. So I'm kind of keeping that in mind when I'm designing this stuff or laying it out. So that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, I wasn't planning on filming this. I've got, let me show you the rest of it while I've got it open, because I'm going to close it up. I've got power cables run along. Our remote wire is able to tap into the fuse there with the fuse tap. Got that ran. Everything's ran underneath the carpet, coming out right there, and then coming up, zip tied. Now, I only had enough Tech Flex. I didn't realize I didn't have enough, but to make it to here, but it's nice rounded corner. It's not a sharp edge. It'll be fine. Yeah, everything's all tied up, following. I'm gonna, like I said, run everything along the top. Got a nice spot for a ground, clean, nice ground spot up here. It's pretty thick actually, so should be a good spot to ground. I've done that before. That's where we're at. I will, I'll check in here. It's gonna be a short video. I'm just gonna, excuse me, get back to it. I've been kind of working on it for an hour now. A lot of planning, a lot of thinking, and really not a lot of work. But I will be back when I'm a little closer to being done. Maybe walk you guys through the tuning process. Show you how I tune this amp. He's got a CD player, so I'm gonna use my DD1. And I love using the CD. Just nice clean signal. So, all right, be back. Okay, I'm back. I forgot I was gonna bring you guys along for tuning. I just set the gain on the crossovers. I got my SMD meters. First I did the distortion detection. 24 is the volume where it distorts. So that sucks. Out of 31. So he probably wants to look at getting a new radio. So everything's mounted. I got I just set the crossover at 63 Hertz with this meter. We got everything in here. Everything's mounted up. I'm going to place the sub in here and then I'll tie the wire up. I want him to be able to get, you know, be able to move the sub around. So I gave him plenty of play. I might just tuck it up and over there, let it kind of hang over the RCAs a little bit and down. The sub's going to go on this side of the trunk. Hopefully it fits. It's a tight squeeze, he said, to get it in here. Yeah, sorry about that. So basically, I've got my wires here. I made a jumper so I could tune it from the front seat, basically. Yeah, I just hook the speaker wires up and then clamp on some jumpers and go from there. My cables are really beat up from the ones that came with my kit, so yeah. But you basically put in your two CDs, or the CD that distortion detection. I set it. I had two choices, or not two. You have three choices with the DD1. Track 3, track 5, or track 7. Track 3 makes it a little louder. Track 5, or sorry, I'm going to say this wrong. I don't want to. I always forget. I have to refer to the book. So track 3 will give you maximum volume or sound quality, so it'll be not as boomy. Track 5 is kind of the middle, and then 7 will give you a louder system. So set the gain with 5 using the DD1, and then I set the crossovers and using the provided CDs and stuff like that. So I did check. Sub is at 2 ohms. So that means that this amp should be putting out 600 watts. And I believe the NVX can handle 800. So plenty of headroom there. Should sound pretty good. I've got everything buttoned back up here. I ended up just zip tying it to that wire. I didn't want to come across the battery with the cable. I wanted to keep that a short run. It's secure. I got ferrules in place. Like, this isn't going anywhere. It's nice and stiff. Harness or cables protected and everything. I had a little bit of extra Tech Flex on the ground that I found, so a little scrap piece. So I put that there. But that's the underside. Everything's buttoned back up. Yeah. So now I just need to put the sub in the trunk and test her out. I got to pull this mat out and get all my debris and crap off of it, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. Sorry about that. I should have brought you guys along. Next time I set up a system, I'll show you how to tune it. And actually, when he comes back, I'm sure he'll come back after he listens to this, he'll want to upgrade speakers, probably upgrade the radio. I'll suggest he does the speakers first, or together. The speakers in these cars and the Nissans are 2 ohm speakers, so if you change the radio out, you're probably going to have the radio cutting out when you turn it up because it's going to be too low resistance, because they're normally 4 ohm stable. Most radios are 4 ohm, so Nissan for some reason does the 2 ohm, and this thing sounds really good for a factory system. It's got 4 6x9s. It sounds really good, really bassy. So this will be a nice addition. I think it'll really bring in those lows. I'm going to tune it a little bit here once I get done talking to you guys, and give them a call. Let them know it's ready. So thanks for watching this very short video and kind of uneventful video. So and like I said, I kind of did this just for my own memory, but I will post it. Obviously, if you see it, I posted it. And thanks again for watching. Yeah, I got everything put back together. The whole car's put back together. Just got to throw the sub in. So thanks again for watching. Get you on the next one.